Okay, back again. So I got not quite halfway through the Airbase mission, and then I basically got pulled away because these missions are pretty long. It's actually kind of funny. At least I think it's kind of funny. I had seen um, someone advocating for a save function so you can create saves in the middle of missions, and I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. And I mean, I edited my playthrough of the big wave earlier today, and that comes out at like 3.5 hours long. So yeah, apparently it is in fact a big deal when you can spend several hours playing a single mission. Anyway, one thing that I do want to point out was I was at the start of the Peacekeeper mission. I was talking about war game scenarios, um, or I was talking about a war game scenarios where the Russians basically try to invade the Baltics, and you have the Suwalki Gap, which is basically this area down here, where Russia may try to link Kaliningrad with Belarus, creating a land corridor. And I mentioned that after several rounds of wargaming, the people working the Russian side of the exercise found that they preferred operations against Latvia and Estonia more than they preferred operations against Lithuania. The reason for that is because Latvia and Estonia are, firstly, they're farther away from Poland, so any sort of NATO response is going to take longer. Instead of basically being right on, well, not just NATO's doorstep, but Poland's doorstep, and Poland would be, look, honestly, Poland for about the last 3 years has been waiting for an excuse. They've been waiting for an excuse for to go fight the Russians. However, against Latvia and Estonia, you have a majority of your already in placed air defense systems on the Russian side of the border can cover a notable portion of Estonia. Your artillery systems can cover a notable, or I say of Estonia and Latvia. A notable portion of your artillery systems can also cover Estonia and Latvia, and the operations would be much, much easier against those two countries. Which I'd like to point out is something that Bennett actually said in the cutscene is that it would be that we wouldn't be able to prevent an invasion of Latvia and Estonia, and could get bogged down in Lithuania. This, of course, is assuming that Belarus isn't helping out. And Belarus is basically a Russian puppet. Also, another thing I'd like to point out is I'm not entirely sure what they meant in the cutscene by basically saying that we're on our own, because even if the nuclear threats force NATO to stay out of the conflict, the United States is clearly, I hesitate to use the word involved, but, well, actually, involved is probably the right word. The United States would clearly be active in this conflict because, well, we are. And it wouldn't take pretty much longer than about a month or a month and a half before basically the whole. It wouldn't take about a month or month and a half for basically the entire or half the Navy to roll up, launch amphibious operations against Russian forces, assuming they take all of Estonia and Latvia, and then just start rolling them back. Even if NATO and Europe doesn't want to get involved, the United States is already hip deep in this scenario. So I'm not entirely sure if the narrative is supposed to imply that it's just U.S. forces in the Baltic are isolated and alone, or if it's just the United States and Russia duking it out in the Baltics. And I think that's the latter. I think it's the latter. Anyway, enough blathering. Airbase. We need to take the airbase.
Chekalov's Naval Airbase, 5 miles northwest of Kaliningrad. This is our target. The city will be a tough nut to crack, so we need to seize key infrastructures to reinforce our logistic line first. So our objective is to capture this base with the runway intact. The 82nd Airborne Division is preparing for the assault, but the air defense of the base must be suppressed first. Planes equipped with anti-radiation missiles will open the way, and once it's done, the paratroopers will make their jump and establish a defensive perimeter. From there, we can airlift heavier equipment and begin the siege of the city.
Sir, the paratroopers are ready for the drop.
What about the escort?
F-16s, equipped with AGM-88 anti-radiation missiles, will open the way and suppress the enemy air defense.
And the rest of the planes I've requested.
Strike planes will be available as reinforcement as soon as the seed mission is over. A-10s to hunt enemy vehicles, F-35s equipped with guided bombs, and F-15s carrying cluster munitions in case large enemy formations are spotted.
Perfect. The Paras can't hold their own against tanks, so they'll need this support.
We also have B-1B supersonic bombers on standby.
What's the point? Our objective is to capture this base, not to plow the runway with a carpet of bombs.
Hey, I'll take it.
In case you failed, General, I prefer to see this base erased from the map rather than letting the Russians keep it.
There will be no failure. Let's go, Commander. We got a mission to succeed.
Okay, so I'm assuming that the operation against the airbase, the amphibious assault, and the armored push are all happening basically at the same time. Because if not, you're just giving Russia more time to fortify Kaliningrad. Speed in this scenario, the scenario to try and take the enclave, speed would be just as important as mass. I'd also like to point out that nuts. I was gonna make an observation here about the airbase. Anyway, I was going to make an observation at the start of this mission. I don't know. It might come to me. I can't help but think that F-15 is flying very close to the other F-15.
Special tactics teams have located the anti-air missiles around the airfield. S-300 missiles and anti-aircraft guns can intercept missiles when their radar is active. The recommended course of action is to approach from low altitude and send a high number of seed planes at once to overwhelm them.
Okay. nuts. What was that point? I was gonna say something. Yeah.
This is Zulu Liner 1-1 entering the AO. Jammers are on. Time to play him some music. New bearing set. On the hunt for radars. Hard deck level.
Oh.
Magnum, missile away. Radar destruction
Well.
confirmed. Bugging out.
Oh wait.
Jammer plane standing by.
I was looking at the wrong missile.
Fencing out. Viper, combat ready. Looking for enemy air defense. Proceeding as frag.
And now they're out.
Back to Texaco.
Oof. That sucks. Okay, well that's not a great survival rate.
Flight plan updated. New heading set. Turning to new heading. New course set. Viper ready. Flying NOE.
NOE, nap of Earth.
No more radar emissions detected. They're either destroyed or too afraid to turn them on now. Zulu Liner out.
Time to send in the airborne.
To airdrop troops, select a cargo plane in the reinforcement.
Thank you.
Capture the control tower
Oh.
at the end of the runway. We will use this elevated position as an observation post to call in airstrikes.
I shouldn't have, dismissed that right away. Anyway, what are we doing now? Ugh. Two harms. Huh. So they've got the fuel tanks. Okay, cool. How many planes can I... Lots. Noted. I'm probably not going to need more than 4, though. I'm going to want as many of these as I can. Let me think. Actually, no, I might need 6. I hope you guys brought the Lapes equipment.
Cargo plane here. Kirk copies. Go ahead.
They already took out one of the Humvees. That's a bit of a
Position
pest.
is now identified. The security forces of the airbase are probably already on their way.
Okay, so I lost one of the Humvees, so that's a bit of a pest.
DJ's here. Standing by. Extraction team is here. Airmen engaged in combat. Rendezvous with extraction team. Who needs a guardian angel? Speed is of the essence now.
Right, so that's a bit inconvenient. Supplies. Oh, one thing that's worth noting. These supplies, they're traps. They're not actually traps, but you might think that you need them. You don't. I learned that my first time around, is that you don't really need them.
Lab, ready for action. Driving to coordinates.
I suspect that there's going to be some issues around here. People stationed there is what I mean. Yep, there is a group of infantry stationed there. There's also some quasi-ATGM teams over there.
Lab, reporting in. Roger, we're Oscar Mike. Lab here. Situation time!
So, who just got hit? I'm guessing it was one of the Avengers. Okay. Oh, and that squad is getting... Yeah, let's just not talk about that.
Lab under fire! Requesting orders! Get us the fuck out of here! Roger, we're on the move. Punch it, full speed!
So, I want the... Hang on. I thought I had two, I thought I had two Humvees with tows, and two Humvees, and two Avengers. Did one of them get taken out?
Humvee here. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Armored cav here. We're engaged. Armor moving out.
Well, engage back.
Armored cav is on the field.
I mean, if you're getting shot at, shoot back, by all means. Just bunts one of the, LAVs out of the way. I have no idea where that rocket's headed, but it's unguided, so smoke is not likely. likely to do much. That said,
We don't have all day, Commander. Get to the control tower at the end of the runway.
would you please be patient? I've got guys who are about 3 seconds away from showing up. Just calm down. Good grief.
The first objective is in our hands.
Enemy planes are trying to take off. Nail them down before they can escape. From now on, this is a no-fly zone for the enemy.
Yes, I'm aware. Thank you. Now, let's see. No-fly zone. Cool.
Lab standing by. Get out in 10 seconds. Not 10 fucking minutes. All trench monkeys, dismount.
Okay, so where are the aircraft taking off again?
Cavalry here. Armored cav, ready to roll. The cavalry has arrived. Armor is rolling out.
Oh, there's one. SU-24M2. If memory serves, isn't that the, what do we got? We've got some bombs, some external fuel tanks, and just generally lots of bombs. Alright. Well, that didn't go anywhere. I mean, it went to pieces, but it didn't go anywhere. Same armament. Same armament. Something, something, John Browning.
Ready to rumble. Driver, move out.
To be fair, if they were going to take off, they would need to get to the airstrip here. So all I would technically need to do is just park my tanks on the airstrip, and they're gonna have a bad day.
I don't think any plane will try to take off after what happened to those three.
Establish defensive positions, but as soon as you have the chance, push out toward the middle of the runway and take control of the buildings there. Our strike planes are ready to support you. Don't hesitate to call them as reinforcement.
Thank you. Anyway. Why do I not have any C-130s that I can... I can apparently call in infantry. Where? The only spawn point is for aircraft. Although it would be rather amusing if the infantry spawned all the way over here. Regardless, though, I can at least call in... a number of drones to tell me what's going on for reconnaissance. Something something knowing half the battle, something something G.I. Joe. Is that G.I. Joe? I don't know. I haven't seen G.I. Joe in years.
Moving to new grid.
I mean, did all the C-130s get shot down? I wasn't paying attention. If all the C-130s got shot down, that'd be kind of amusing. I mean, it wouldn't be good, obviously, but it'd still be kind of amusing. So, 3 AMRAAMs and a 2,000-pound laser-guided bomb. Alright. Oh, what are they shooting at? I'm guessing they were shooting at a truck. Well, whatever it is, it doesn't exist anymore.
Operator here. Send mission.
What is that little symbol? Well, it's beside all of them. So what do we got? Ah, you shoot cute dinky little drone. It also has a laser designator.
Thermals activated. They cannot hide.
Laser designator. It does not give me a range for laser designation, but I'm guessing it's going to be the same as the view range, which is 2,000 meters. Thank you for your crypticness. Drones are kind of slow, though. So, supply point, infantry.
The enemy attacks are coming from these barracks. Clear them to secure our flank.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Supply points, basic infantry. I cannot call in C-130s yet. I don't know why. I wonder if I can. Can I link with these special tactic teams? That'd be kind of useful.
Humvee here. Go ahead. Moving out. Cav is on the field.
What do we got? Anti-aircraft truck. A BRDM-3. Which is going to be a bit of a problem, because that's basically a BTR-80. BTR-80, BTR-82, whichever, but with much better optics. Okay. AGS-17. Guys with grenade launchers. Fancy truck over there. Basic infantry. Supplies. 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 And a surface-to-air missile launcher. Shilga. Shilga. Whichever. Mortars, I suspect. Those are going to be a problem. And helicopter. And then some more Shogas.
Drone took a hit. We must bring it back. My eye sees all.
Okay, well then, pull back.
Helicopters are taking off from these helipads. Capture these hangars and nail them down.
Thank you. How many drones do I still have? I still have 2 of them. Okay, cool. Well, that BRDM didn't, yeah.
Signal clear. Receiving the optical feed.
Alright, so we just lost 3 of the 4 drones. Honestly, that is perfectly fine. Sure. Okay, Sunshine. Get within range of those Sheridans and see what happens. Okay, here it comes. Goodbye.
Cavalry here. We're ready for action.
Well, I mean, they're aiming at something. Yeah, that's not surprising.
Eye in the sky. Changing grid. Enemy under fire. Requesting orders.
Oh boy, helicopters. Joy. Hey, I have C-130s now. Good, that's what I wanted. So, I don't know how many of these I'm gonna need, so I'm just gonna load up 4. Oh, okay, so we get a reconnaissance Humvee. Right. I actually want a couple of those. And I want some supplies. Okay.
Armored Cav here. Armored Cav is on the field. Moving to shooting position. Solid copy. Moving out. Cavalry here. We're in combat. Reverse.
Okay. I didn't know if they couldn't see that truck or not, but they weren't shooting it, so. Oh, you know one thing I should have ordered? Do I have any? I should have ordered a supply truck.
The drone seems damaged. We must bring it back. My gaze pierces cloud and shadow.
Good grief, they sound so like Honestly, is this a modern war game or is this a fantasy title? Pick one. Okay, so
Need some heavy firepower? Check that building. Get in that building. You like big guns too? I want a base of fire in that building.
and where is my?
Weapons team at your orders.
There's the other one.
Establish a base of fire in that building. Weapons team at your command, sir. Get your asses in that building. Heavy weapons ready. Get in that building. Set up a base of fire. Ready for action. We have a building to secure. Infantry at your command, sir. Copy. We take that building.
Now,
The cavalry arrives in the nick of time. Make way. Get that engine running. Cavalry here. We're ready for action. Bring us there in 10 seconds, not 10 fucking minutes. Proceeding to the next base of fire. Artillery moving out.
move the artillery into place.
Fighting vehicle at your command, sir. Copy. Relocating. Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Already there. Mobile artillery standing by. ATGM carrier ready for combat. Humvee ready.
And then I should have
Recon vehicle standing by.
another one of those, which I'm going to place there.
Anti-aircraft here. Moving there now. Lab, awaiting order. Pedal to the metal. Roger, flying there. Artillery at your command, sir. Departing.
What are they shooting at? A BRDM2. Okay, cool. That guy's about to have a very bad day. Correction, that guy just had a very bad day. Yes, I know, I forgot the supply truck. In my defense, I didn't have enough points to pick up the supply truck, so...
Humvee standing by. Roger, moving out. Tanks are dead. We're in the missile age now.
No. Tanks are definitely not dead.
Already there.
And anyone who thinks the tank is dead does not understand the doctrinal point of what tanks do. I mean, I thought we already had this argument after Ukraine very clearly demonstrated why unsupported tanks are vulnerable to things like light infantry with modern ATGMs, but combined arms is a thing. It's just that the Russians were stupid. Okay, let's see.
Lab here. We're combat ready.
Everything has been patched up.
Good copy. Next waypoint received. Hey, check out this rooster cruiser they gave me. Ain't nothing gonna get in our way.
Artillery.
Defense, standing by. Copy. Relocating. Who called the cavalry? Armored Cav, ready to rumble. Cav is on the field.
So, basically have everything move. Grab the truck.
Logi here, send traffic.
Not loaded with supplies just yet. Goodbye. Yep, that's what a tow missile will do. Okay, so now they're loaded up. And the thing is, you can actually heal and resupply infantry who are garrisoned in buildings, which is a very nice touch.
Infantry ready for action.
I don't know. I might devote another.
Cavalry here.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, actually, is I'm just going to take the artillery, and I remember there were mortars over here. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shell that, and then I'm going to shell that, and then I'm just going to shell some of these other areas first. Reconnaissance is very important, and drones would be useful for that purpose. So,
Waypoint updated. Copy.
MI-35s. Well, we hit something explosive there, which is exactly what I imagined we'd do. Do I only have one? Yeah, fine.
We got a malfunction. The drone must have been hit.
Well, they already downed one of the drones. Okay, so infantry over there, that's fine. Infantry there, that's fine. There's a giant crater over there.
Mobile artillery ready. Send mission.
Is that Shoga moving? No, he's not.
Target marked. Direct fire.
Well, let's show him the error of his ways.
Drone is damaged or malfunctioning. Request RTB.
Transport here. We're in combat.
Oh, okay, so you're on your way out. So, here's what I'm gonna do. Do I have a... Did I order a second? I don't think I ordered a second batch. That's fine. Stop bumping the microphone. Sheridans are shooting at stuff. So are... Oh! Okay. That's not a problem. What on earth is going on over there? BRDM2, which no one has line of sight to. I mean, because if this guy wants to round that building, he's going to be staring at the Sheridans, so that's not going to be much of a problem. Well, we just blew up something over there.
Artillery ready to fire, sir. Direct fire on my mark. Recon vehicle ready. Move your asses. Moving out.
Now, were one of these... Yeah, they were headed for one of these vehicles, I think.
Get your head out of your foot point of contact and move out.
I'm sorry, but they say some very amusing things. And, oh look, we made fireworks. That's nice.
Recon vehicle engaged. Looks like we found him.
You did. Fire mission over? Fire mission over. Okay.
Mobile artillery reporting in. Engaging targets with direct fire.
I don't think we're going to need many rounds to take out that. Excuse me, that BRDM3. The ammunition stockpile is going to do most of the work for us. Oh, so the gun rotates 360 degrees. Interesting. What did I say? Also, I find it very interesting that the tanks and the reconnaissance vehicles... Huh. Oh, wait, are the,
Armored cab ready to roll. Driver, move forward. Recon vehicle, send traffic. Over. Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Logistics ready.
I mean, if I can capture a few of these, points, that'd be nice, but... I don't think I will. I'll be able to. what happened? I don't know what blew up there. I'm guessing the helicopter. Okay, well that's inconvenient. Fire mission over. Okay, fire mission over. Good. You know, it always sounds like they're saying requesting mortars and not requesting orders. Mortars is in, like, the artillery. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what drones are. So, what happened? So, apparently I appear to have lost another one of my, Avengers. That's a test. Where's my logistics truck? Also, we're running out of, supplies here. Which is fine, because I can just airdrop some more in. And that Sheridan still has problems with it. Just thank you. Drop it right there. I do have these. And I'm guessing we just hit another ammunition dump. Oh, that's nice. They palletized the supply drop. What do we have? We have 4 tanks, 4 tows, and 1 RWS Humvee. 2 RWS Humvees. No, we only have 3 Humvees with tows. So, I think I'm going to airdrop in 1 more of these, 1 more of these, and I actually kind of want to airdrop in a couple more of these. Yeah, let's do that. I want those guys hanging out over there. Some local air defense. I'm going to try putting a drone up here again. Hopefully, the idiot with the man pads over here has decided to stop being a pain in the neck. For his sake, he will have. Ideally, I would kind of like to capture that intact, but
Armored transport, ready. Air defense, ready for action. Reconnaissance is good to go. Roger, we're on the move. Ready to rain down death.
short duration fire mission.
Direct fire, on my mark.
It's going to take him about 12 to 15 seconds to aim, which is a problem. Are they shooting at that BR? Oh, they are shooting at that BRDM too. Okay. No! Apparently the idiot with the man pads has not decided to give up.
Drone is online.
Don't worry, that problem will be solved very, very soon.
We got multiple malfunctions. The drone got hit.
There's some infantry over there. Oh wait, no. I was about to say those IL-76s look surprisingly intact to have, after just having an ammunition dump blow up right next to them, but at least one of them is on fire. Okay, cool. New fire mission, guys. There is someone in this building in particular who I really, really want dead. Grab yet another drone. I don't know how many of these I've gone through so far. Like, what, 8? 12?
New trajectory set.
Ooh, that guy didn't last very long. Only downside, only downside of these drones, they're kinda slow. Oh, nope, nope, there's is still, in fact, someone in there.
Good copy. Next waypoint received. Roger. Moving out. Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Make way. Already there.
Okay, so I lost one of the tow vehicles. That's a pest. I should be using those more defensively. Anyway, speaking of which,
Humvee here. Go ahead.
grab that. RWS, RWS.
Copy. Relocating. Anti-armor vehicle at your command. Moving there now.
And honestly, I should be using the RWS vehicle, or the,
Recon vehicle is good to go.
these as well.
Moving out. Recon vehicle here. We're taking fire. Keep driving.
And I have a nagging suspicion I'm about to lose that.
Vehicle heavily damaged.
Yep.
Humvee ready. Roger. We're Oscar Mike. Lab in combat. Awaiting orders. Cavalry here. We're ready for action. Moving as ordered. Our team got hit. Evaluating damage. Anti-armor here. Roger. We're on the move. Armored Cav here. We're in combat. Lab here. We're under fire. Don't stay here. Drive.
So I lost one of the Sheridans, one of the LAVs, and other stuff. That is a pest. To be fair, I was only expecting one infantry squad in there, and there was 3. Oh no, There was 2 LAV-25s, so I lost 2 of the Sheridans.
Armored cab engaged in combat. Eye in the sky.
You know what? I should be doing this better.
Drone is en route. ATGM carrier, ready for action. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Changing course.
Where is that F-35?
All things shall be revealed.
So grab your laser designator. Plunk it right there.
Panther standing by for target.
Grab the flying supercomputer.
Coordinates received. Commencing attack.
And then tell it to put the bomb right there. And let's see what this does. All right, I forgot about those things.
Humvee awaiting commands. Providing direct fire.
Where is the
Strike fighter
F-35?
at your command, sir.
AMRAAMs can only target other aircraft if memory serves. Yes, so there's basically no reason to keep you around.
Back to home plate.
Except possibly as a laser designation platform, but that would be a touch redundant. Okay, and they've just went splat.
Something's wrong.
Oh, and they're still intact.
ATGM carrier standing by. Pedal to the metal. Mobile artillery standing by. Engaging targets with direct fire. Air defense here. We're combat ready. Who called the
Well, I mean, you could do that since at least 2003. In fact, if memory serves, didn't the lady who wrote The Hunger Games say that she got the idea for The Hunger Games after swapping between channels between news coverage of the 2003 invasion of Iraq and a game show? I honestly can't remember. But I think it would be kind of funny if that's what happened.
Roger. Moving to next waypoint.
Because apparently she was watching the two of them and then the two ideas kind of merged. Oh, there's infantry in the woods there. Speaking of infantry in the woods...
New bearing set.
I might be able to solve that problem. Oh, look, another Shoga.
Team ready.
Is that out of range? No, it's outside the map. Okay, well that's a bit of a nuisance if it's outside the map.
New grid set.
Airmen on the ground.
Isn't that a bit of a like
Direct fire.
paradox? Oxymoron? Where is the A-10?
Thunderbolt here.
Can I have you conduct a strafing run?
Roger.
Like
Straight
that?
in the area. Munitions on target. Nice firework.
Alright, well he took care of the Shoga. The infantry might still be standing.
We got a malfunction. The drone must have been hit. Attack run complete.
Well, I wasn't...
Operator here. Send mission.
I was trying not to destroy those, but okay.
Trajectory updated.
Where is the A-10?
Warthog, combat ready. Copy. Bugging out.
No. No. Also, what is damaging the C-130s?
Fighting vehicles reporting in. Humvee reporting in.
Infantry. Okay, well then just shell that. Also, there's some stuff over there. Huh. Okay. I'm starting to get very annoyed at the presence of that this stuff over here. Oh, there's a Shoga moving along that road. There is a Shoga over here.
Fighting vehicle ready for combat. Copy. Relocating.
The enemy barracks have been secured, sir.
Good. Refocus your attention on your main objectives, Commander. Humvee under fire. Requesting orders. For it, go! Armored cav here.
Huh. So what is that?
Already there.
2 tanks, the 2 lavs, and then the Okay. What are they shooting at? Oh, that squad of infantry. Ah, that squad of infantry.
Lab here. Go ahead. Driver, move out.
So I still need to clear the helipad. But I can do that a little bit later. I say a little bit later. I can do that,
Fighting vehicle ready.
I can do that. Shoot, what am I trying to say? I can do that after I clear the hangars. And if I clear the hangars, that'll make things easier for me because I won't have to deal with this stupid manpads team over there.
The cavalry arrives in the nick of time.
I will, however, grab another one of these drones and place them right there, so hopefully I can figure out what's going on. Let's see whether or not I can grab those 2 things. Another BRDM-3. I thought I took that thing out. Okay, well, it's dead now, that's for certain.
Cavalry here.
You know, I don't recognize this squad And yes, that is a heavy machine gun that he is trying to shoulder fire. Or he is at least shouldering. Well, we don't have it. And what did I lose? One of the Sheridans. That's a pest. Ah! There's the idiots with the man pads! Please express my gratitude towards them. Thank you! And that's why we have overlapping cover. Overlapping fields of fire. That helicopter apparently wanted to come at these guys, and so it stepped out in front of the SAMs from those guys.
Artillery at your command, sir.
Short duration fire mission. Just remove that particular problem.
Lab ready for combat. Roger. Moving out. Fast landing assistance. What can I do for you? Roger. We're on the move.
Huzzah! That's taken care of. Now,
Cargo truck ready. The cavalry arrives in the nick of time. Armor is rolling out. Cav is on the field. Humvee here.
I guess they went splat.
Pedal to the metal.
So next is the airfield, and then moving on, presumably, to the rest of the airbase. Where is my...
Need supplies? Logistics ready. Roger that. Wilco.
Oh, they keep taking... Okay, well, duh, of course helicopters keep taking off from there. That's the helipad. What I expect.
Anti-aircraft standing by. Anti-tank here. Moving out. Lodging here, send traffic. This is becoming a pedal run. Hey, check out this rooster cruiser they gave me. 1016 approaching for pickup.
I imagine this is completely full of a bunch of, like, trucker lingo, for lack of a better term. And I have absolutely no idea what it means.
Cavalry here. We're ready for action.
I don't. I have never been a trucker.
Moving there now.
There should be a drone or two over here somewhere. There we go. There's some of the drones that I,
Anti-tank vehicle standing by. Roger. Moving the next way.
I can push my anti-armor element up some. There we go. And that's why we don't have helicopters. Or rather, that's why we don't let helicopters play. Are they trying to garrison that building? Because if they're about to garrison that building, they are, yeah. I feel bad for them with what's about to happen. SU-24. That looks like the fuel station. SU-24.
The drone seems damaged. We must bring it back.
24. Oh. Anyway, just get in there. Just keep shelling those points.
Logistics ready. Cargo dump.
And there goes what's left of those guys.
The helipads are under our control, General.
Yay!
Perfect. Continue your progression. The airstrip is secured. Now let's move to our final objective, the command center of the airbase. We need to finish capturing this base before receiving the counterattack that will surely fall upon us.
Moving the optical feed.
So I need to nab that. Noted. Are these guys done with their fire mission? No. Not quite.
Commander, the satellite imagery analysis reveals the possible presence of an SU-57
Okay.
felon stationed in an unknown area on this base. This is the most modern and secretive stealth plane operated by Russia. Getting our hands on an intact
well, I won't go
airframe
that
would
far.
be invaluable.
Wait.
Valuable than the lives of our men, obviously. We're in the middle of an assault here, not playing treasure hunt.
There is more than one way to win wars, and knowing your enemy is one of them. You should look for this plane before they destroy it, Commander.
The most likely position would be in one of the many aircraft shelters surrounding the base. But that's gonna be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
So, why should we capture an SU-57? You do realize the thing's crap, right? Like, it literally is crap. That statement is not hyperbole. It is crap. It's not even stealthy either. The aircraft has the same stealth as a clean, as in carrying no external ordnance, FA-18E. That's not stealthy. I mean, it's been called stealthy, but it's not. And heck, it was even considered stealthy by the West until we pointed a radar at it, at which point that designation went from stealth to reduced visibility really darn quick. But fine. Sure, if you want me to, I'll go look for your stupid stealth plane. That isn't even stealth. Oxymoronic abomination, more like.
Already there.
Oh, some more mortars. Alright. That's gonna be a pain. So remember that spot. Actually, you know what? Grab the air tab, grab an A10. Actually, grab a couple of A10s. These things have the loiter time to stick around. I thought I was supposed to have access to F-15s, but I apparently don't. Which is a bit of a pest. I still have access to the F-16CJ, so I have a nagging suspicion that all these lingering radar sites, or all these lingering Shilkas, are going to turn their radars on at some point. So I basically want to nuke this building. And then nuke that site.
Turning to new heading. Proceeding as fragged. Lab ready.
Oh wait, no, I think they're moving already. Okay, cool.
Cargo truck ready. Time to gross out. Time to fingerprint that load.
Did we just lose all of the drones? Oh, and there's more SAMs. There's Estrella 10. Joy. Is that thing within artillery range?
Artillery ready.
I suspect not, because the artillery range is somewhat limited. Okay, so that's the extent of the artillery range. Noted. Which also means that the stuff over here isn't in artillery range either. Where are those A-10s?
Warthog copy. Solid copy. Diving on target. Warthog, mission ready. CAS is on the way.
That's pronounced Kaz, sunshine.
Armored cab, ready to roll. Tank status red. Situation is hot. Lab at your command, sir. Lab, awaiting order. Humvee here. Go ahead.
What are you firing a missile at? cool. Okay, well, there goes the, and there's... Okay, well, there goes the Shogas. I didn't think that was gonna happen, but I'm happy it did.
Warthog standing by. Back to home plate. Bugging out.
Thank you.
Humvee awaiting commands.
We got multiple malfunctions. The drone got hit.
Air defense here.
Actually, how much ammunition does this guy have left? 4 missiles.
Air defense at your disposal, sir.
Can we hijack that? Preferably without getting a nasty surprise.
Lab here.
For some top-offs. There we go. Issue 24. So where is this? So where is supposed to be? Yeah. So where is this super swanky aircraft supposed to be? Huh. Right there, it seems.
My eye sees all.
New plan. Go over here. So, I need you guys
Transport reporting in. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Roger. We're Oscar Mike.
to go over here. I'd actually... Yeah, look, if I'm gonna be honest, I forgot I even put these guys here. So... Actually, you know what? No. No, 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 no. You stay over there.
Lab ready for action.
Grab the armored vehicles.
Moving to next waypoint. Good copy. Next waypoint received.
Also, the existence of this,
Thermals activated. They cannot hide.
of these idiots in here offends me. So...
Inbound. Joint strike fighter at your command, sir. Roger that. Strike area confirmed.
Okay, they're just shooting at that.
Flight plan updated.
Well, Well, I say that structure's just had a good knock.
Stealth jet here. Time to bug out. Solid copy. Air support mission inbound.
Oh, and I only have 2 of those. Fine.
Panther here.
Good copy.
Panther ready. Going for effect. Lab here. We're combat ready. Engaging.
Don't shoot it. Apparently we need to capture this thing. For reasons I honestly do not understand. And that's what happens when you drop a 2,000-pound laser-guided bomb on something.
Missing out.
Watching war on TV over here. Check.
And stop panicking, you'll be fine. Oh, well, I mean, I say that the vehicle just got hit with an anti-armor recoilless rifle round, so they do admittedly have a reason to
Counselor
panic.
Miller, we found the Sukhoi 57. It seems to be in perfect shape.
Drone is online.
Wonderful. I'm sending a group to retrieve it immediately. Keep the position secured until they arrive.
Okay, well, I didn't realize I'd have to do that, but that's fine.
Armored transport reporting. Metal to the metal.
And how long do I have to keep the plane secured?
Anti-tank here.
Oh, there's an AC-130. Okay, well that's going to be useful. Spawn point helicopter. Presumably for that.
Moving out.
So is there actually something I need to secure this area for, or is it just gonna be like secure, quote unquote, the area? I'm guessing it's secure, quote unquote, the area. Also, if you're expecting an MH-47 to like sling load the SU-57 out of there, I think you're...
My guys have lifted the Sukhoi 57 and are on their way back.
I don't think you can sling load an SU-57.
Lab reporting in. Copy.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think you can.
Personal carrier ready. Already there.
Do we at least get to keep the AC-130?
The Su-57 has been retrieved. I can't wait to know if it's as good as they claim, or if the story of the MiG-25 will repeat itself.
The story of the MiG-25 will repeat itself. We get to keep the AC-130! Ooh! Thank you, Miller. This is going to solve a lot of problems. Anyway, I should probably airdrop some more, oh! Now, grab some of those. Grab one of these. Probably gonna need them. Airdrop those over there. Have fun. There's a Shoka over there. Kill it. Thank you. Okay, so
Recalibrate azimuth sweep angle. Adjust elevation scan.
can you blow up this helicopter over here? That would be appreciated. I'm actually not sure. Can you blow up this helicopter over here? I thought you could. I thought the AC-130 could.
AC gunship standing by. New heading set.
Helicopter go bye-bye? Well, no, but somebody's having a bad day. Oh, and there goes the helicopter.
Gunship ready. New bearing set. The higher they fly, the further they fall. Roger. We're on the move.
So I've still got these guys over here.
Lab here. We're combat ready.
And I should probably send the LAVs forward.
Roger. Moving out. Gunship standing by for target.
Let's be honest here. Miller's a CIA spook. There's literally nothing. Nothing that Miller can't be anything else. He's got to be a CIA spook.
Armored transport standing by.
Anyone who has access to this many delicious toys has got to be a CIA spook. Flip to that.
Moving there now.
Okay.
My gaze pierces cloud and shadow. Mission accomplished. Drawing
Alright. I think you read too many fantasy novels, but alright.
Copy. Relocating.
And then just grab this.
We hold the airbase, but the garrison of Kaliningrad has assembled a large force to retake it. They took their sweet time, but they're coming in force now.
We have an
We can
AC-130.
use some heavy equipment with C-17, but we only have time for a single delivery, so choose well.
Which equipment should we load into the C-17, Commander?
2 Abrams, 4 Bradleys, or Bookers. Gib the Bookers. I figured that Bookers are going to be better than Abrams by virtue of the number. Also, 2 Abrams per C-17? That's audacious. In fact, I don't think a C-17 could carry any... I don't think a single...
Time delivery. You won't receive replacements for these units if you lose them, so be careful.
Okay, so there's 2 C-17s. Alright, thank you, Cav Scouts. So, next objective. Hold the airfield. Noted. So I've got all those guys over there. I don't know how long I need to hold the airfield for. AC-130. We only have one AC-130. Okay, so... Alright, so there's 2 C-17s. That makes a lot more sense. Speaking of the Booker, what do we got? It's got an APS. This is good. This is about what I figured. Although I am now genuinely curious what kind of tanks and Bradleys that we get. Cav Scouts.
Humvee standing by. Armored, moving out.
Fighting the enemy group head-on with our light units would be suicidal. You should set up a defensive perimeter, spot them as soon as possible, then unleash our air power on them.
Okay, that's nice. So, how long do I have until they show up? That's what I really want to know.
Welcome to the Missile Age, punks.
How long do we have until they show up? And for that matter, what direction are they coming from? I don't know this. This is a bit of a pest. Are they trying to garrison that building? Sorry guys. Things happened. Man pads. Oh, some overreactions. I'm sure we've all been there.
Gunship here. Proceeding as flag.
Also, the gunship doesn't have any more Griffins or Hellfires. If I send the gunship back, I'll be able to get a new one, I think, but... Hang on, what do we got here? Aim time. Aim time. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm gonna be dealing with tanks, aren't I? I'm honestly tempted to basically have the gunship pull back. And, it doesn't say reload time. These don't have reload times. Heh. Although I can use the gunship to laze. What's that? That's a helicopter. So I fully plan on unleashing said air power. I just need to understand where they're coming from. Also, it doesn't appear that they want me to hold this area. So I guess I won't.
Gunship ready to strike. Flight plan updated.
Kill that, please. Another helicopter.
The cavalry has arrived. Who called the cavalry? Anti-tank vehicle standing by. Pedal to the metal.
Oh, the special tactics team are engaging. Okay. I'm kind of assuming these guys... Well, hang on. Weren't they over there? Is that team moving? I don't know.
We're the Angel of Death. Changing course.
I should spread my forces out. So what do I have?
Armored Cav, ready to rumble.
An ISV. Sheridan.
Who called the cavalry? Cav is on the field. Troop transport, standing by. Troop transport, ready. Cavalry here. We're ready for action. Cavalry here. Already there. Lab, ready for action. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Armored Cav is on the field.
Alright, so split those up into groups of roughly equal strength.
Humvee ready. Fighting vehicle ready for combat. ATGM carrier ready.
Where's the... There it is.
Cav ready to roll. Armored Cav here. Roger. We're on the move. Humvee awaiting orders.
So split these up, again, in groups of relatively similar strength. And that leaves the two RWSs, the air defense. Actually, you know what? No.
Roger. We're Oscar Mike. ATGM carrier ready for action. Humvee awaiting commands. Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Humvee reporting in.
So I don't know how much aircraft they're gonna have. I suspect they're gonna have a lot. Oh, excuse me. So what I want to do is I want to take
Humvee reporting in.
this group
Humvee awaiting command.
minus the reconnaissance vehicles. So I want to take that group as my backline.
Moving to next waypoint.
And
The cavalry has arrived. Lab at your command.
all of these should be of the same basic strength.
The cavalry arrives in the nick of time.
Okay, so there's a couple of helicopters over there. The F-15 is the only, or the F-16 is the only aircraft I have that can engage helicopters.
Roger, flying there.
Well, ideally, it'll show up and be able to shoot those down.
Looking for enemy radars.
Radars, no. Helicopters, yes, please. I mean, I understand why things like AIM-120s can't shoot down
Seaplane, looking for radar. Target locked. Engaging.
can't shoot down helicopters, but it's still kind of dumb. Okay, so now we've got... Alright. That is what I wanted to know.
Tanks are dead. We're in the missile age now.
I already explained why that's a stupid opinion.
Cav is on the field.
time. Dozens of tanks and IFVs in combat formation.
All right, maintain visual on them and send in the Air Force. Cluster bombs are perfect to damage vehicles. Once they're immobilized, they're as good as dead.
Viper standing by. Target padlocked.
Okay, here we go. Spawn point, ground, and heli. Noted. What do we got? F-15Es with AMRAAMs. Alright. Recon. Well, those are anti-aircraft guns, so I don't imagine those are going to be too much help. F-15E, AMRAAM Sidewinder. Lots of cluster bombs. I'm actually going to grab a couple of A-10s because I know I'm going to need them.
Inbound. Seaplane here. Back to Texaco.
T-72s.
Humvee awaiting orders. Humvee standing by.
T-72, T-70. Okay, yeah, that's a lot. Where are those A-10s?
Let's gun something down. Fighting vehicle at your command, sir.
And they're not quite within range just yet, but that is about to change very, very quickly.
Warthog standing by for target.
All of that.
Air support inbound. Our tank got hit. We're still operational. I know you want to see that gun in action. Fencing out. Armored cab is on the field. Driver, reverse.
Just back up. The toes won't be able to fire on the move. Everything else will. That's a lot of not very nice things. Wait a second. I have an AC-130. Where's my AC-130? AC-130? Did the AC-130 get shot down? I hope not.
Oh fuck! The right wing has more holes than Swiss cheese. New heading. New course set.
You guys should probably go.
Special reconnaissance here.
Artillery! Save me from my bad decisions. And they're not within range. Well, that's unfortunate. So we've got a very badly damaged BMP-1, T-72B1 that's still intact. What looks like a distinct lack of armor. The tank's dinged up. Mostly damaged. That tank is fine. Alright, so what do we got? Without the AC-130s or the A-10s, not much in the way of what could be described as precision anti-armor work. I still don't know what happened to that AC-130. That would be very useful right now. Ooh, the F-15 isn't engaging the helicopters. That's very useful. Thank you.
Eagle here. Send mission. Over.
Can I just get you to just...
Let's drop some fireworks.
Where's the other one?
Eagle ready.
There's the other one. The BMP-1 I'm not worried about. That tank, on the other hand, needs to fall over.
Attack run complete. Turn back.
Ooh! Ouch! Where's the other,
Eagle standing by for orders. Eagle mission ready.
You just go...
Bugging out.
Yeah, do that. You...
Eagle copies.
Okay, so that guy's dead in basically like one shot.
Roger, flying there.
Did that overwrite that? That did overwrite the bomb order. Can I get you to basically drop
Yes, mission confirmed.
right there? Well, the A-10s haven't gotten back yet, apparently.
Strike complete.
That was a strafing run. I wanted a bombing run. Whoops.
Coordinates received. Bombs are ready. I'm hit. I'm hit. I'm hit.
Actually, you know what? New plan. Just
Home plate.
get out. Get out, get out, get out. I can always grab a couple more. The aircraft's badly damaged anyway.
Plan updated. Changing course.
And the infantry is having a very bad day.
Eagle here.
Oh, that is a lot of armor.
Preparing to pickle. Eagle copies. Fight by fight.
Just kill it, please. It's horrible and nightmarish, and I don't want to see it anymore.
Attack vector confirmed.
I don't know what, like, I don't know where... I want the A-10s back. And I want the AC-130 back, too. That would be very helpful. So bombs need timing.
Lab ready for combat. Back out, driver.
So what I'm doing here is I'm kiting them. I'm trading distance for time.
Strike complete. Direct hits confirmed. The big bird is in the air. Time to bug out. Eagle standing by. Attack vector confirmed. Ready to pickle. Eagle copies. Fight by fight. Ready pickle.
Are you going to need to You're going to need to turn back around in order to do that. Okay, so new plan. If you're going to need to come back around, set it up like that. Actually, no. Too long.
Let's reduce them to scrap.
Here it comes. Ooh, this is looking pretty good.
Strike complete. Pressing out.
That certainly did something.
Eagle mission ready. Copy. Bugging out.
Okay. And that tank is just having a very bad day. In fact, I'm pretty sure a majority of their armor is having a very bad day. This is why a number of countries have not signed the Convention on Cluster Munitions. Yeah, sure, it makes you all big and noble and stuff, signing papers saying you're never going to use cluster munitions, and then you find yourself in a shooting war and you find out that, yeah, cluster munitions are actually the single most effective thing that you can probably have. Can I get the artillery to schwack this tank?
Direct fire engagement.
I think I can. Oh, there we go. There's the artillery. I mean, he's still going, so points to him.
All the vehicles are burning or abandoned. What's left of the infantry and the crews are fleeing in disarray. So many losses at once. That must be terrifying.
Beautiful, isn't it? Brilliant victory today, Commander. The noose is tightening around Kaliningrad, and I'm sure they can feel it.
I was hoping we would get to play with B1s. I guess not. Don't lose a single plane. That's going to be difficult. Finish mission in less than 30 minutes. Okay. Oh, nearly a 4-to-1 KD ratio. That's pretty solid. And that took me about an hour, not counting all the time time I had it paused. I suspect this is probably going to be upwards of 2 hours. In fact, I can probably check that.